It was way harder than I thought. Way, way, way harder.
You've done amazing, okay? You've done amazing. Just keep going.
I do love the start of anything where everyone's nervous and excited together, and I'm a part of the race that I love so dearly. Whoop, whoop. Yeah! Don't get excited by that, because this is going to be really hard. It's the hardest climb I've ever done. I was not having fun quite a lot already. All of a sudden, I was flying. I felt I could enjoy the suffering. It's really hard. My daughter had said, you can't give up, you've got to keep going. I thought, how awful if I can't do it for them. How do I explain that to them that Mummy had to give up? And I know it's fine to give up.
Okay. Yep. Merci.
Since 1993, the Étape du Tour has given cyclists a chance to ride a stage of the Tour de France. This year saw the first ever Étape du Tour de France Femmes, and I decided to be one of the first 5,000 or so riders to take on the inaugural route.
If you think about the stage itself, it's a challenging stage, the most challenging stage for the full-time professional racers. So for somebody like Orla, busy life, young family, the biggest challenge is time. You know, we know which training would be the best, we know which training would be the best to prescribe, but it's the best training around a limited schedule. But when we started this 5 months out, no indoor bike, no road bike, so we were starting completely afresh. Zwift has supplied an indoor bike for home and the studio. There's two goals for an endurance challenge. So one is to try and get your cardiovascular fitness as high as possible. And a lot of people would see that through raising someone's threshold power or their FTP, as it would be in a lot of training plans, but also in Zwift as well. That FTP or training goals and zones is quite common. So it's trying to raise that aerobic engine and make you as fit as you can.
So let me talk you through this. Functional threshold power, that's what it stands for. I've got to operate at a functional threshold for 40 to 60 minutes. So whatever you think you can maintain for 40 to 60 minutes. Here we go, believe in yourself, stay relaxed, and let's crush this, says Zwift.
Because of limited time, weather, Orla's based mixing between home Amsterdam and studio in London. So indoor training is the best way to go about that one. You know, there's no having to sort out a route, there's no getting dressed time, there's no bike clean-up time.
Look at that, there we are. Wonderful. We're going in Yorkshire this week, I did not know that. Ooh. I have worked out how to message. Very excited. Oh, I've just checked out the profile and I forgot that Yorkshire's really lumpy. Needs so good. Okay. I'm not out the back just yet. Oh, well, not far off it. Oh, we have 109 people on this ride. That's rather lovely, isn't it?
We were trying to ride 3 times a week. And that was a nice, simple goal to start off with. It was trying to get a consistent, structured program and get into the routine of it. And the other thing was to try and enjoy it. You know, it's not supposed to be, it's going to be hard work. The event's going to be kind of type 2 fun, but it's trying to enjoy the process, enjoy getting fitter, actually get into the world of Zwift, how the routes work, how the events work, what is FTP, and just actually enjoy the process of getting fitter and faster and getting it back on the bike.
I've not been on a bike properly really since I had my kids. I've casually ridden since then, but I've not been on a bike at all in 4 years, a road bike. And I wanted to show it was possible, that so many of the limitations that we set for ourselves are in our heads.
She was knocked off her bike 4 years ago, and her confidence out on the roads and on the road bike off the back of that was really low. So we had the fitness side of the training, but we also had the confidence side and getting her back on the bike.
Today is the day I try to get back on a road, no. Today is the day I get back on a road bike for the first time in 4 years. Oh, I'm just really nervous about clipping in and clipping out, and where I'm staying is on a hill. So do I go up the hill to check it out? Do I just pedal down onto the main road? See how much I overthink everything. It's exhausting. Foot's in, one foot's in. Shall I just go?
I think when we're talking about training for a really long endurance challenge, 5-6 hours, Zwift does a great job, or indoor training does a great job at improving your cardiovascular fitness. You can raise that FTP, so build the engine. When it comes to endurance, I think 2 or 3 hours, I mean, that's a long time to spend indoors. There comes a point when you have to go outside. Orla did some 2-hour rides. She also did the Col de Madeleine as a climbing session. So she practiced some longer climbs. Mentally, what does it feel like to be pressing on the pedals for that long? Did all that indoors. But there came a point when we had to get outside.
Okay, so I'm nearly at where I wanted to get to, which was a 5K climb. My first ride in the mountains, my first ride on the road in 4 years. And I'm going to enjoy my breakfast now. So we start the route in Chambéry, and then we take on a climb straight from the off, which is the Col de Plain-Balai, which is 13 kilometers, I think, at 6.3%. Then we'll descend off that. Then we go up the Col de Saint-Georges, which is some 5 kilometers at 6%. And then after 91 kilometers of riding, we get to the foot of the Col de la Madeleine, which is 19 kilometers at an average of 8.1, I think, %. So having driven up it, I've ridden the Col de la Madeleine on Zwift, but without the 91 kilometers beforehand.
I ride Alp to Zwift quite a lot. As soon as I hit the hill, even though my bike hasn't changed, I haven't got the smart gradient change kit, it just means that I'm into it. I'm back in that gradient, I'm riding the corners. So I think mentally it's quite realistic for the climbing, and it's giving you that load. There's that tension in the legs for as long as the climb, which you never really get on the flat.
And here's the thing with riding indoors, you don't realise how much it's helping because it's always just a different version of hard. When you get on the open road, you see how much of a difference it makes to your fitness and to your strength and to your speed even. It's been 6, maybe 7 weeks since I first did my first FTP test. I've been training fairly consistently ever since, and because I train on Zwift, which bases my training program off my FTP, I have to do an updated test to see if I'm training at the right level. So FTP, functional threshold power, it basically means hurting for a long time and seeing how long you can hurt. Is it supposed to be 20 minutes, 40 minutes? I can't remember. I think it's 20 minutes. How sadistic is sport, really, sometimes? Certainly cycling. They put a number on how much you can suffer for 20 minutes.
To be able to do that much climbing, you can't do it by just trying harder or, you know, really working intensely. You have to do it based on your aerobic engine and your aerobic fitness. So we raise the FTP so that Orla can get up a climb. So with her and her bike, she can ride up that one at kind of 90% of that FTP. So when we started, her first test was about 140 watts. And then that quite relatively quickly rode to close to 170. And we know that once you get to that point, we had a goal when we started off about 180 mark. Because I was thinking if you can get that high, riding at 160 watts up the big climbs, that's enough. That's enough to get you and your bike up a kind of 8 or 9% gradient.
I feel like I have a lot to learn in terms of teaching myself to go deeper and being comfortable with that. That's nice to know where I can make a difference, not just on the physical side of things, but up here. It's been so useful for this because I'm having to listen to the lessons that I know already and pay attention to them in terms of not being afraid, not talking myself out of things before I've even started, not standing in my own way. I would be delighted, genuinely, to make it to the top of the Col de la Madeleine, in one piece within the time cut. That's, to me, that's success. We got here last night and I had to put the bike together. So that was a palaver and a half. I have literally no idea. Looks put together. Try it tomorrow and see. Okay, so I'm feeling an awful lot better thanks to these beautiful people. Found the Shimano tent. I've been really paranoid about my bike. The gears were jumping the last time I rode it. They've given it the once over. So the bike will be optimized and set up as it should be. So that's reassured me ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. So the thing is, I've done everything I can do now. All I can do is rest for the rest of today, eat as many carbs as I possibly can, which is the dream for me, rehydrate as much as I possibly can, and get myself an early night. We are up at 3:15 in the morning. We are leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning to get down the mountain, to meet at Chambéry, get to that start line, and get rolling, and see how it goes. 3:20 in the morning. Had maybe 5 hours sleep, I think. Woken up by a rainstorm. This is not how I planned to start a tap day. I think I felt sick with nerves the whole time. It's a different kind of nerves to what I usually feel. I'm usually nervous about doing something well. I'm never usually so worried about being able to do it at all. And so the whole drive down the mountain, thinking, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I felt the conditions outside really matched my mood inside. It was dark, it was cold, it was unfriendly. And that's how I felt going into the day, that I was going into this darkness of the unknown, just not feeling excitement. I wasn't excited to get started. I was relieved that we were on the way, but I wasn't excited about it. I wanted to get it done. I wanted to just start. Dankjewel. And get closer to the finish, really. See you guys at Saint-François? Somehow or other. See ya. When I arrived in Chambéry and I could see everyone gathering, I started to feel a little bit of excitement or happiness, I guess, to be there and to be a part of something. So I do love the start of anything where everyone's nervous together and excited together. Let's keep that excitement going all day. Right, we've got to find our pen and the start, wherever that is. And then I heard the Tour de France music over the loudspeakers as well.
This is the highlight of my entire account. This is Tour de France music.
And that was amazing to think, I'm a part of something to do with the race that I love so dearly and I watch from afar. And now I've got a little slice of it. And that made me happy. So I felt excited as we stood there in Chambéry, even with the rain falling on us. We're in a really steady split and we're on a target time, according to my DS domestique beside me. So now we're doing what we need to be doing. We've just done the first climb and it's the hardest climb I've ever done. We've done how many K? So far?
I don't know.
20K?
Well, the climb was 13. We've done about, 18 kilometres.
We've done 18 kilometres.
Only 100 to go.
This is really hard. It's really hard and we're like 30K in. It was a real struggle to move my legs in the descent, to try to shake out whatever it was. And it just really, really hurt. Even as I was descending, it really hurt. So this wasn't a case of mind over matter. This was physical. And I came into that feed station really annoyed about the situation and about myself. First of all, I really wanted to have fun. I wanted to enjoy the day. I was not having fun, and it wasn't something I could talk myself out of. I wasn't having fun because I couldn't do it. I could do it, I was doing it. But it was so much harder than I thought, and I was annoyed at myself for thinking that this was going to be doable. 81K to go. And doubting more than ever whether I was even going to make it to the foot of the Col de la Madeleine. Oh my God.
Are you okay?
I think so. In that feed station, I thought to myself, if I make it to the bottom of the Col de la Madeleine, that's my next finish line. And then I'll worry about the Madeleine if I get that far within the time cap. I feel a bit better than when I got off the bike. A minute ago. Yeah. And when I look at that now, I think, well, things could only have gotten better. Woo, woo! I feel like I can bring the hype. Actually, do you know the best bit of the ride so far? Eminem started playing on the climb. What are the lyrics?
Lose yourself.
Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. Oh! You only have one shot to not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Ow! The ride got easier and my body stopped hurting, and that was the key. So I thought, okay, well, I can push through this bit and then we'll see from there. And then we came to this descent, and I usually hate descending. I'm so terrified of it. But I've never had to descend, I think, after climbing so hard and pushing myself so hard. So for the first time that day, it was a release, and I felt freedom from this need to grind through the day. And all of a sudden, I was liberated, and I was able to enjoy this descent, and it was glorious. It was so beautiful, and I was able to just enjoy being alive and being on my bike and being in the Alps. And I was thinking of my friend Richard, who died a few years ago. He would have loved to have been on that descent with me. And I was able to just enjoy it and sing to myself and feel this freedom that I was desperate for when I signed up to this. I wanted to feel that joy, and I finally got it, and I felt like, okay. So if this is what I get from the day, then at least I've had a slice of it. I'm finally having fun. I've got myself back. That was awful this morning. That was the most horrible thing I've maybe ever done. And now I feel like, okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. At least I'm halfway through now. Laters. I was able to get on Rianne's wheel. We were powering through the flats. I loved feeling my strength. We started to overtake people every now and again, which was such a buzz. So we did one category 2 climb before getting to the next feed station, and it felt incredible. Like for me, I felt like I was flying. Overtaking people every now and again, not that that matters, but it's good for morale to not always be sliding backwards. I've realised that singing to myself really, really helps. So as soon as there's a little bit of music along the way, then it's brilliant because it's a new song to latch onto.
It's 11:42. We've got 20k to do, but one little climb in the middle, so only a 2k one.
We've got to be there at 1:30.
Yeah.
Is that the cutoff, 1:30?
Yeah, so we're doing good.
Yeah. See ya. Wanna be ya. Right. Off for now. At the foot of the Col de la Madeleine, in that feed station, I was so chilled. I thought, wow, I've done 100 kilometers. I've done more climbing than I've ever done in my life, and I'm here. I've made it. I'm well within the time cut. I'm really excited about this climb now. I can't wait. I just really didn't think I'd get this far this morning. Like, this is now pretty much as far as I've ever ridden, but way, way, way harder. And I feel like I've had to fight my anxiety more through all of this than I've done in years and years, and that's been quite a learning process and really hard, but also amazing. Oh my God, my legs hurt. So we started climbing the Madeleine, and I was still really excited. And I was saying to Rianne, I felt really good. And she issued me with a word of caution. She said, Orla, don't get excited by that, because this is going to be really hard. Don't hold on to the thought it's going to be finished. Let's just concentrate on getting up there first. This is way harder than I thought. Way, way, way harder. Way harder. I'm trying. I didn't ever think I'd have to stop because it was too hard to climb up. I just didn't anticipate it. So that was a real blow. It was a real blow, because in that moment it was too hard. It was too hard to keep going. I'll just try.
Just walk up to where the bike is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's fine. You've got this, Orla. We'll stop as much as you need, okay?
Yeah. I think I was just really disappointed that it was beating me. I don't necessarily set myself challenges that are so hard that I doubt whether I can do them. And so I guess my vision of what my own resilience is was maybe skewed by the fact that I maybe don't push as far into my darkness as I think I do. And in that moment, I felt desperation that I didn't know how to get back on the bike and pedal. I felt embarrassment that I'd put myself out there to do this challenge and shared my journey, but with a quiet confidence that the end result would be the glory story, that I'd be able to do it. How magnificent. Oh, I had such a hard time getting here, but look, I got there in the end. And this embarrassment and humbling of the realization that that maybe wasn't going to be how the day was going to pan out, how this story of mine in my own little journey was going to pan out. Having had a moment to regroup the next bit of the climbing for like a fraction, and I knew it wouldn't last long, but it felt a bit easier because I'd taken a break. So it felt a little bit easier for a bit. But it was just really, really, really painful. The lowest point of the day was still to come, and that was a few kilometres from Saint-François-Longchamp, which was the final cut-off zone for the day, 5 kilometres from the top of the Col de la Madeleine, and that's where my family was staying. And Rianne told me that we weren't going to make the cut-off. And that was the first time I realised all day that it wasn't going to happen.
Don't be, okay? Don't be. You've done amazing, okay? You've done amazing. Just keep going. If you want to walk, we walk the rest of the way, okay? You've done amazing. Don't say say how proud you are, okay?
No.
You should be. Okay?
I just want to be able to do this, you know?
You can, okay?
Yeah. And as I started to pedal, then this release came, and I accepted that we were going to miss the cutoff. But then I thought, you know what, man, I'm pretty much at the top of the Col de la Madeleine, and I've done more in one day than I've ever done. And I put everything into context, and I'm okay with getting to Saint-François and getting to see my kids and my husband, and that being my finish line. And that's all I want. That's all I want. And I'm going to keep pedaling until I get there. I'm going to keep pedaling, however hard it is. My husband had come down, further down a little bit to where my kids were. And I saw him first, and he was cheering. And he said, "The kids are 2 bends up. They're 2 bends up. I'm coming, I'm coming." I couldn't actually see them because they were behind these signs. Their faces were hidden behind the signs, but I could hear them. Oh, you hear breathing. And it was the most euphoric feeling, because that felt like I have done it. I have done it. I don't need the last 5K to know that this has been an epic day in the saddle, and a brutal day, and a real achievement.
It's really hard.
I'm just exhausted. Too long. Not yet, because it's all coming out. It was just really hard, and I'm really happy to see you.
Well done. Good job. You did amazing. Yeah. You should be really, really proud, okay? Really proud. I'm really proud.
Thank you so much. I wouldn't have done it anywhere near.
Don't make me cry. Sorry. We did it.
It's been way more of a journey and a learning process than I thought it was going to be, and I'm really, really, really grateful that I've done it, but I'm really grateful it's done. I'm so glad it's over. Do you know what? It's that experience, the full intense experience of being alive. And the hard things are a part of it, and the lessons you learn are a part of it, and the tears are a part of it, and the self-doubt, but also the euphoria. Like, that's living, that's living. And so I'll take that over floating through life and coasting through life.
Adi, vamos, Adi.